Hello and welcome back. It's Dee, the NB Planner, and I've got a little bit of a different video for you guys this week. We are going to go over my trip journal. So my wife and I took a big road trip through the States. We visited 5 zoos and an elephant sanctuary in the course of 2 weeks. We visited some family as well, but we've been thinking about the trip for a long time. My wife did all the planning. She's been planning it for over a year now, and it was incredible. So my family has a tradition of keeping a trip journal, and we've had this tradition as long as I can remember. My mom would keep a trip journal at any family vacation we went on, and then when I kind of moved out on my own, I started keeping a trip journal myself. So this is the journal, and I really like the journal. It's a nice way of sharing with other people your experiences, and also a way of scrapbooking without scrapbooking, and so that you can remember in the future as well. And I mean, as you can see, I did a lot of talking. So we ordered this notebook with the elephants on it specifically for the journal. After our first zoo, I realized that we were going to need more space. So at the next zoo we visited, which was the Columbus Zoo in Ohio, I picked up this notebook, which is now about halfway full. So it's actually 2 different journals. So I'm not going to go through the entire journal with you guys, but what I did was, you can still kind of see it here, is on the daily basis I'd take notes in pen about stuff that I wanted to remember. So this could be funny little stories, weird stuff that happened, obviously the major people that we saw or places that we visited, but also the little details. And I took a lot of pictures. So this little guy, his name is Bert the Tiny Dino, and he's a small stuffed animal that travels with us, and he likes to take pictures, and he's a cute little way of taking travel pictures with a little bit of interest in them. So you'll see him throughout this journal. So what I did, I would take pictures, and then I would take my little notes, and then at the end of the day, every couple days, what we would do is we went to Walmart. We'd stock up on snacks, on water, on drinks, and we would print off the pictures from the last day or so that I wanted to put in the journal. And then I would sit down and just an hour or so every few days and first I would stick down the pictures, and then I would write out what's going on around it. I did pick up sticker books specifically for this from Michael's, the zoo themed and road trip themed. So and then I completely forgot that I had them, so I didn't actually use the stickers as much as I wanted to. So some of the pictures I cut out around, some of them I left in a more or less square shape. This was from our first zoo, which was Potawatomi, and I took the visitor guide, the map, and then I just stuck the whole thing. So it's actually, I used a glue stick. I didn't use a glue runner or anything like that, a tape runner. Probably next time I would use a tape runner just because they're a little bit more secure, but I just used a standard glue stick. I got it from like Walmart. I actually used up an entire glue stick and had to pick up another one. So I just stuck down the back of the map, and then it folds out, so you actually get everything there. So these are just some pictures from our first zoo. I picked up a postcard from the zoo. All the pages are sticking together because, again, I just used a glue stick. I would write around it, and then I would try and label the pictures as well as I could. I like to learn the names of the animals. So for example, this is Smiley the alligator, and whenever we did that, I try and make a note in the journal. So we did that. This page, we stopped and got cherries and blueberries, so that's cherry and blueberry juice. Here we have another map for an area where we stopped at, Warren Dunes. This is my beautiful wife. I love my beautiful wife. I really like this picture of her walking down the beach at Warren Dunes. So even little things like we saw these sandpipers, which was really cool. I've never seen sandpipers before. So I made sure I got a picture of it and I made a note of it. Just little details. The tickets for the zoo. Thank you, Gigi, for that. I appreciate that. Tickets for the zoo got stuck in. We went to Steak and Shake and I cut this out of the kids menu. We stopped at the rest stops along the side of the road that have all those brochures for attractions and things like that. So we picked up a few of those. So this is actually the brochure from one of those roadside stops for the Columbus Zoo. And then, which was funny because the next day we were going to the Columbus Zoo. So here's the park map. So it didn't take me a ton of time. I mean, I know it looks like a lot of work, but I did it in spits and spurts. Yeah, fits and spurts. We would get a hotel room, and we were usually in the hotel room for quite a while, just because we needed the break. So it was nice. My wife would play video games or she'd watch TV, and I'd just sit and I'd work on the journal. These little tags here actually came from stuffed animals that we bought on the trip, and they have information about the animal that the stuffed animal is. So that was an awesome little thing to throw in. So my journal is actually quite educational at the same time. Here's one for the okapi. Dinosaurs. I got some really amazing pictures on this trip, and I tried to put in as many as I could. We didn't actually go to the Creation Museum or the Ark Experience. We just saw the ads for them and thought it was a little bit ridiculous, so we did that. These photo strips, we did one at every zoo that we could find, and it was so much fun. And that became a little tradition for us. So in the back here, hi Gigi, this is my son. In the back here, I just stuck extra photo strips, and then the some more my son, and then some more of those attraction leaflets that my wife picked up, just because it's fun kind of seeing what's around you. Yeah, this is the one from Granby, Museum of the Earth, all kinds of neat stuff. This Rain Day Festival, we were actually in town the same day. We left town very early the same day. I was like, ooh, maybe we should check that out. And then I continued into this small book. So this one was smaller. I even put a label from a beer that I had while I was there. And then we've got more of... gonna have to fix that. We got more of those tags from the stuffed animals. More stickers. And then, right, so I did this. This was actually really cool. The Granby Zoo, they gave these to the kids, and it's a passport. And it teaches kids all about the different countries in Africa. And as you go around the zoo, there's these little stamp stations where you get your passport stamped. So I just stuck this entire passport in here, which makes it a little bit thicker, but I think it was really cool. This is a tattoo, actually, that we got at the water park. So tattoos, they actually do work in your journals. You just have to be really careful that you don't use too much water, but it's exactly the same process as putting a tattoo on a human. You just lay it down, you put the water over it, let it sit, and then peel it off. And as you can see, it actually turned out really nice. So yeah, tattoos. You can use those in your journal. You just be aware that you're going to make the paper wet, so let it dry a little bit. I did not let it dry, so you can see that some of my pen got a little bit fuzzy. I just used a Papermate Flare in black for this whole journal. Then at the back here, I have my top 10 trip moments. So me and my wife, we sat down and we kind of went over it and what our favorite things. So I'm actually going to read this. The top 10 trip moments was touching the elephants at Wilston Ranch, feeding the stingrays at Granby Zoo, which was amazing, the baby beaver, so cute, at the Pittsburgh Zoo, petting the pigs at the Granby Zoo, watching the elephants at Seneca Park Zoo, the Warren Dunes State Park, the Amazoo Water Park at Granby Zoo, the baby lynx kittens at Pittsburgh. Doing the photo strips whenever we could was definitely a top 10. And then the Columbus Zoo in general. And then our bonus, because we couldn't stop at 10, was the Potawatomi Zoo and all the new animals that we saw that we'd never seen before, like the okapi, the fennec fox, the armadillo, the painted dogs, and more. And then what I did was every picture that didn't kind of make it into the journal in this form where I cut out around it, the pictures all went into the back here. I still have to label a bunch of these. I mean, most of them, it's pretty obvious what they are. So that's how I used up about half of this journal. So yeah, that's my trip journal. Really easy. Like I said, we just went to Walmart to print off our pictures, but you could get something like a selfie printer if you wanted to do that. Which we might do in future trips if we're going to be somewhere where we're not going to have easy access to a photo center or a Walmart or something like that. And just 1 or 2 hours every couple days to actually sit down and write it all out. I used a Papermate Flair pen, just a regular notebook that we bought off of Amazon, and a glue stick. And that's it. And now you have a lovely souvenir reminder to show to your friends and family, to flip through in the future, and just to keep all of these great memories. So that was my trip journal. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe and hit the little bell button so you get a pop-up. Otherwise, like if you saw something you liked. If you have any questions, comments, please leave a comment below. All right, we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.